Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. I was celebrating yesterday that we have our papers back, but I guess I spoke too soon. Wiki is back on the front pages. Okay, we have the will challenge ADC takeover in court. Kachuku vows. ADC old wine in new cup. Editorial. Tinubu urges Nigerians in St. Lucia to be law-abiding. Amoo is pioneering homegrown economic models. Uzodinma tells UN Roundtable. Our positions on article-led coalition takeover of ADC by APC, PDP, and others. I'm not sure which stories you guys took because nobody started anything. Okay, I see. First Lady lifts Plateau attack victims with ₦1 billion. Reports of Buhari's critical illness exaggerated, says aid. And NBS cooking gas price hit all-time high in May. Okay, which story are we taking?
I have the First Lady lift Plateau attack victims with ₦1 billion. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has donated ₦1 billion to support the victims of recent attacks in Plateau State. Mrs. Tinubu, who was visiting Plateau State to show support with the government and people of the Plateau State over the killings and displacement, made the donation through her pet project, the Renewed Hope Initiative. She was received at the airport by Governor Caleb Muftwag and other top governor officials, and she also addressed them at the government house in Jos, where she expressed sadness at seeing the suffering of the victims. And she said it took some time for her to respond, but she wants to assure that this will be the last time she will respond to such situation in Plateau State, and she prays that God will honor this. From now on, it shall be the progress of the state. She said, we women don't fight, women don't carry arms, so we came here to appeal to the men. Do something to protect us women. Women wants to farm, do whatever it takes to protect them. Mrs. Tinubu also appealed to all stakeholders to ensure that peace reign in the states.
Okay, so I have the demolition story. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Lagos Council, has lamented the demolition of a workshop affiliated with one of its member unions, Amalgamated Union of Motor Mechanics and Technicians of Nigeria, at Otumara community at Ebute Meta by some government officials. So they said that they had come to mark some places in the community for demolition, and they showed, when they came to their workshop, they showed them documentations that they have had this property since September 21, 1980, which was given to them by the late Governor Lateef Jakande, and they showed them that they were legal occupants of the space. But unfortunately, on the 18th day of February, there are some persons came there, some personnel of the Ministry of Fiscal and Urban Planning, they came to issue a 2-day vacation notice on the place. They still showed them their documents that we are legal occupants of this land. And then regrettably on Friday, 7th of March, some groups of people and officers suspected to be Lagos State security personnel and private interests claiming to be acting on the instructions of Ministry of Fiscal and Urban Planning came and bulldozed and demolished their place, chased them out, chased them away from there, destroyed their source of livelihood. And they refused to listen to them, that their own place was not marked for demolition, that their own part was not amongst it, but they're wondering why this nefarious act was carried out. So they're calling on the governor to intervene on this issue because they've been there for so long. They have the proper documentations and everything, and they don't understand why
so
this has happened to them.
I think this has happened a few times in Lagos State. So I think we might need to bring in somebody from the Ministry of physical planning to actually come and explain to us what are the reasons why these things happen, and when somebody has a documentation like that, why is it still demolished? So we need a proper conversation on this, and our producers can help bring somebody to come and talk about it. Let me take the ADC story, because that's the biggest news in Nigeria today, the coalition that's going to take power in 2027. So according to Dumebi Kachuku, he was the presidential candidate on that ADC platform. He was saying that the takeover was actually created to pave the way for former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to have that as a platform for the 2027 presidential election. He was speaking yesterday. He hinted that the coalition defectors' action will be challenged in court. On Wednesday, the ADC chairman Ralph Woso had announced that he had stepped down and resigned for former Senate President David Mark to take over. Two others, former Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola and former Sports Minister Bolaji Abdullahi, are also National Secretary and Publicity Secretary in the ADC party. So Kachuku is hinting that they might have to challenge this new coalition in court, because according to them, there's a system, there's an internal system on how to bring in new leadership of the party. Nwosu, who championed this new coalition, handed over the party to Atiku, especially when he's no longer the active chairman since 2022. His time had elapsed, so he didn't have the rights to do that. But we'll see how it goes. But we're wishing the coalition the best, because, as I said, for democracy to be strengthened, we need a proper opposition. So we'll see how that goes.
So in sports, in Ibadan, they just concluded the Polo Festival for 2025. But right now, in July 21st to 27th, the North is gearing to have its own annual tournament. And as we see, Bauchi, Katsina, Kanu, Yola, and others, they are preparing to host the annual tournaments. I love the fact that this sport, you know, we don't get to talk about polo, cricket, and the rest of them. What we hear mostly is football. But I like the fact that something else is moving to the North that will get them engaged, and we'll see them in other positive lights aside kidnapping and banditry. It's a good one. Okay, let's move on now to the Punch. 2027 showdown. Coalition slams Tinubu as Wike. ADC trade blows. Won't you just be dramatic? Tribute as Eagles legend Rufai dies at 61. Capital projects got only 20% of 25 trillion 2024 spending. Let's find a few human interest stories. Let's see. Victims of Lagos collapse building ignored. Quick notice says official. Residents lament 2-month blackout in Lagos community. Woman bags 5-year jail for human trafficking in Anambra. Okay, which story are we taking in Punch?
I have stray bullet kills 12-year-old boy in Punch. A 12-year-old boy identified simply as Wasiu has been killed by a stray bullet during a cult clash in the Mushin area of Lagos State. It was learned that on Thursday, the incident happened around 8 p.m. in the Olosha area of the community when rival cult groups engaged in a violent confrontation. On Wednesday, it was gathered that Wasiu had gone to buy food from a local vendor, popularly known as Iya Ibeji, when gunshots suddenly rang out. A resident, Amoo, told eyewitness that the shooting caused panic in the neighborhood as everyone scampered for safety. According to Amoo, the boy was, however, caught in the crossfire while also trying to escape to safety. He said they started hearing sound of gunshots around 8 p.m. and people started running into their homes while business owners closed their shop. Meanwhile, Wasiu was waiting to buy food from a vendor called Iya Ibeji when he got caught up in the clash. It was while he was also trying to seek refuge that the stray bullet hit him. Another resident also said that Wasiu's body was found lying motionless by the time the situation became calm, and they tried all effort to get him to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital proved abortive as the gate of the facility was shut, while the other entrance was blocked by the cultists. So there was nothing they could do to save the situation. So they are calling on government officials to please help them, because this attack has been a long-time attack on the community.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.